here's a big one that most dog owners never want to hear. Your dog is not ignoring you. You trained it to literally do that. If you're a dog owner and your dog ignores you on the regular, make sure you watch or save this video for later. Essentially, dogs learn through repetition and consequence or positive reinforcement. And if you say their name 20 times a day with no follow-up, it basically stops meaning anything. Same with commands like come or sit. If you say them repetitively without reinforcing it or something positive doesn't happen afterwards, your pets will simply just start tuning it out. Our brain memory works in the simple fact that we remember things we think are important. So if there's a negative or positive reinforcement attached with a command or action, they're more likely to remember that. However, if it resonates with nothing, it becomes a pointless word. And the worst thing I see dog owners do is, for example, if your dog is running off and you shout and shout and shout its name and it ignores you and runs off and then eventually responds to your call of come, and then you tell that dog off, you are literally attaching a negative reinforcement to that command being answered. They don't understand that you're telling them off for the 25 times they didn't hear because they were hyperfixated on something else. The command, from their point of view, they're focusing on, I don't know, a grass seed that they're chasing after, and then all of a sudden they register the command, come to the command, and that's reinforced with a negative reinforcement. So therefore, this is not only worse than the fact that they ignore it because there's no response, it resonates a command and a behavior you want your dog to do with a negative reinforcement or a negative action. A lot of the time in training, we actually poison our own cues. Not because we're bad or negligent owners, because nobody really explains to us how dogs actually learn. So here's a basic 101 guide to help your dog learn in a way that they understand, that you understand, that will lead to positive behaviors, traits that you would like. Because let's face this, dogs can't be naughty. If we bring an animal into our home, we are essentially what we classify as bad behavior, is behavior that doesn't fit in how we choose to live. Urinating indoors is not a bad behavior. It's a behavior that we don't want them to do because that doesn't resonate and fit with how we live. So here is the 101 to how to train your dog in a way that they will understand and respond to. Only say a command once. Don't repeat and repeat and repeat. Give it time for your dog to hear the command and choose to come back. If you consistently repeat, that's just going to associate nothing with that word. Make sure each response to a command is followed up by consistent praise or reward. This is very important for enable a dog to resonate this with learned behaviors. Always keep a positive tone, not frustrated. Dogs pay a lot of attention to our tone of voice. Practice to start with when you're not in a high stress situation.